Been a bit restless. I've been a bit restless today. Hey, Banner Fox. I've been a bit restless today. And at the same time, I had like a random bit of I'm tiredness. So yeah, I think it's because I haven't been able to walk a lot. You know, because basically it's like it's either been shitty outside or it's been shittier outside. I think that we're coming up on February, and essentially I know we're not nearly there yet. We're halfway through January, but it's just that the February there's like two times per year in the UK where the weather gets particularly bad. Like the weather just gets like incredibly stormy and windy. And it used to be awesome when I lived in London because my parents lived on the edge of London, of the London Valley, because all of London is in one big valley. It's one very shallow, not very shallow valley. It's a very progressively, it's very 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 progressively like shallow decline into London. And it's like, yeah, but you could basically stand on top of this hill in a park that's just like near where where my parents lived, and basically you can see all of London, and it's very pretty and it's very cool, but it's like super windy on top of that hill. It's like mega windy, and like I said, there's like two times in all of the 2 times a year that basically it's usually at the beginning of the year. It's in February, and then there's another bit like in September sometimes, where basically it gets very windy. August, September, and it's like it's basically because there's a big change in the weather. It's when the weather usually starts turning. So yeah, this year it came early, and it's going to be like a month of this random storminess, which will be good fun because yeah, awesome. But that means that it's also very wet here at the moment, and that means that I can't go walking because I like to go walking by the river over there, and it's very dangerous to go walking where you have mini tornadoes next to a body of fast flowing water. Just generally dangerous to do that, especially when it gets really muddy as well. So yeah. So I've been a bit restless because I haven't been able to do any exercising. So yeah, but also I've been really tired because I haven't been sleeping very well. But that's just generally a thing. And now I'm thinking about tiredness, and that made me yawn. Ugh, sorry. Yeah. But today's been very productive. I don't know how productive it's been. Essentially, I haven't been really doing anything besides making collages. And if you've been on like if you've been on the Telegram, the Tubbs Network Telegram, then you'll have seen my efforts there. So that's fun. But that's been fun. It's been very, 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 very frustrating having to deal with MS Paint. So I had to do all of this in MS Paint because I don't want to ruin the settings or anything that's on my regular drawing program on my computer. So yeah, I've had to just use MS Paint and having to deal with the very simple and yet slightly weirdly complicated MS Paint stuff. Now, MS Paint has difficulties. I'll just read the chat real quick because it's gonna start going beyond where I can see it. Hey Pantherfox, hey Ed, I didn't know you were live, didn't get a notification. I don't know what to do about that. Pantherfox says he's just left the gym and his arse and thighs hurt. Okay. One lobe of my beard is deciding to be that long. Bunched up weirdness. Yeah. It's been raining here a lot. Okay. Well, England's weird. England you get nice quiet parts and then you get like regular stormy parts. It's a thing. Couldn't continue the backstory today. Dude, like, I don't know what you're doing even. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. But yeah. If you still got a head cold, then that would make sense. Why you're feeling tired and shitty still. So yeah. I'm just feeling a bit weird. But then again, I kind of know why I'm feeling a bit weird, so I'm okay with that. Not knowing what to do next is a bit weird, you know. It's the whole thing of like I finished the Walrus Club stuff. I'm done, unless basically Roscoe asked me to draw something specific. I'm kind of done, but now I don't know what to do. You know. Why is this side now all sticking up? I shouldn't look at that. That's the mirror. It's basically a mirror. I do still got the head cold, so it makes sense. Yep. Oh, shut up, Yuri! Stop it. Yeah. I will say that when so the MS Paint stuff, dealing with MS Paint for after not dealing with MS Paint. Is it called MS Paint? It's just called Paint on my computer. Is annoying because it doesn't downscale the picture. So when you're making a collage, you're dealing with huge sizes and you don't even know about it. I mean, it does tell you how big, how many pixels along it is and stuff like that. And it was basically normally where you get like an image when an image is usually like 2000 by 2000 pixels. It's basically like that's considered to be a fairly large image. That's considered to be a big boy image. However, MS Paint, it basically all of these scans that I've made of the the layouts and the floor plans and all that stuff, all of these scans are fully fledged huge pictures. They're like 6,000 pixels across, 6 to 8,000 pixels across, right? So basically you're dealing with these huge sizes and on just a regular screen, and you're not even thinking about it. And then when you look at the bottom, it says how big the file is and how big the how many pixels. And we are talking about tens of thousands of pixels across. I can't upload it anywhere. I keep making I made these collages and I saved them and everything's good, but I can't upload it anywhere because they are like megabytes big, instead of being kilobytes big. So it's like, what? It's been really frustrating. I've downscaled them a bit. I've basically used my technical wizardry to basically downscale them a bit so they can be put on Twitter now, and I have uploaded a couple already on Twitter. But yeah, Discord, it can't handle it. That's why you've been able to see it on Telegram, but you can't see it on Discord yet. So if you're on Telegram, you've seen it. But if you're not on Telegram, then I've uploaded some on Twitter, and I've also uploaded the chairs. The chairs are also uploaded on Twitter. By the way, the chairs is hilarious because I made that file is so big, my computer refuses to open it. It refuses to open it in any program, any editing program, because it says that it's too big. So we don't really recognize the type of file it is, and it's like, what? But you edited it. You're the thing I made it on. How are you saying this? So what I did was I literally basically just took a screenshot of the preview image that it gave me, and then I was able to upload that to Discord. So we've got all of the chairs. I mean, they're in, they're all in one place now, and I can upload them properly, but they're in Discord now. So yeah. Might be on Telegram, haven't decided yet. Yeah, it's kind of annoying because it's like it's an extra thing. I said to myself, I'm not going to get another social media app thing, because like I kind of said to myself when I first got a Twitter account that basically, okay, so that was weird. That felt like there was something crawling on my head. The ants are awake. Ants are awake, by the way. If you're in the UK, ants are suddenly awake. That's great. Because that happened today. I had an ant on my head. Deadly guys? What? Yeah. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, I said to myself a long time ago when I basically made a Twitter account that, like, okay, I've got Facebook, I've got Twitter, I've got, I had something else as well. What else did I have? I had something else, but basically I said to myself, this is it. I'm going to have like the maximum of, I'm going to be on like 5 apps. And that's my maximum. I'm going to dedicate myself to 5 apps. And that's my maximum. What do I have on my phone? That'll be the easiest thing. Yeah, Discord, Facebook, Instagram, and Growler, and Twitter. So basically, I had those, and I said to myself, that's enough. And any more than that, I'm going to start to struggle to basically maintain on all of those things. And then basically, I've had a couple of friends, as well as Wasco, basically say to me that I should get Telegram because it handles large files and stuff a lot easier. There isn't really like an upper limit for Telegram for files. People have basically sent entire movies to each other, and it's been fine. So it's like, okay, and that's one of the reasons why. Because again, a while ago, there was this whole thing of like I was either going to get Discord or I was going to get Telegram. There was this thing, but Telegram at the time didn't have really a proper group like system. They basically now have a system where you can practically make a group that is kind of a server almost, kind of like Discord. It's almost like they're trying to compete with Discord now. But at the time they didn't have that, and I went with Discord instead. So yeah, so now I've got 6 apps that I currently try to rotate through whenever I use my smartphone. And yeah, like I said, it is a bit struggly. I often forget that I even have Telegram, especially when I'm not out and about. Because when I was at my in-laws, I basically could do that. Hi Roscoe. When I was at my in-laws, I didn't have a computer. Well, I did have a computer, but it was basically we were watching Disney Plus on it. You know, it was on in the background, and I was watching like Bluey and Modern Family and stuff. But I wasn't able to like put anything on it besides that because Christmas is happening. It's really creepy. So yeah. So yeah, I've uploaded everything now, so that's good. I just things are going to be trickle uploaded to things like Twitter and Discord eventually when I basically can upload those things. The internet still has not calmed down. It's calmed down okay, up until about like 3 or 4 o'clock. Basically, the internet here has been on and off. So yeah, but now it's been fine. Hopefully, it will still be fine. Please don't crash now that I've said that. So yeah. Anyway, that's my day. that has been my day. Did everybody see? Did anybody see what my collage is? Did they like them? Give me validation, please. But yeah, how's everybody else's day been? What have you been up to? I still haven't designed this one room, so I'm probably going to be doing that tonight. But yeah, once that's done, it's all done. I don't really have anything to do. They look great. Thank you. That's all I wanted. I wanted somebody to just say that they look phantasmagorically awesome. I think that's wrong. I think that's a phantasmagorically is a wrong thing. I don't know. No need to check. Huh? Slowly dying. You've been slowly dying? Is that how you're doing? Dude. Isn't that all of us? We're all slowly dying. It's the bestest. I did have actually somebody kind of trying to emotionally blackmail me into doing something by basically kind of like passively aggressively like negging me. Not it kind of didn't work because essentially they were saying stuff. There's it was kind of like stuff like they were just they were trying to have an argument with me, and I was basically like yeah, no, I'm terrible. And it's like, dude, you don't have to be terrible though. You don't have to be this way, and stuff like that. And I was like, well, I don't know how else to be, so I'm going to continue being this way until and try and do my best to get better. If I make that, that's great. But if I don't make that, then I won't have to worry about it anymore because I actually won't be able to. you know. So yeah. You really want to watch something? What do you mean, like right now? I mean, we could. Mine was alright. Just taking things slow. Because, by the way, it killed the argument. They basically didn't want to talk to me after that. It was like, dude, that's wow. So, but that's kind of how I think about it. They were trying to get me to do something I didn't want to do, but basically it was a thing. Um You were just taking things slow because you're sick. Oh, yeah, no, being sick sucks. I do want to check out more old Disney movies. Hey, well, whenever you can, whenever you want to, we can totally do that. I mean, I saw a bunch that I want to check out again. Um, and so I've got my favorites, of course. But yeah, what are you watching? Well, we watched Sword of the Stone, and um, I mean, I think I don't think he was really interested, but I kind of am interested in watching things like well, even Tailspin. That's a series. Like Rescuers and the Rescuers Down Under, and that's all I've got in my head right now. My brain is tired, so yeah. But there are plenty out there that I'm sure we can all watch together because the Sword and the Stone was really fun. But then again, I always enjoy watching that. I'm basically just like counting down the minutes until Sir Ector's on screen. But there are genuinely funny moments. Like it's weird. You're laughing. You laugh at a basically somebody with a neurological condition. Like there is an insane person in the Sword and the Stone movie, and you laugh at them purely because they're insane, but they are funny. So, oh, I hate you. I hate you so much right now. Do you mean Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers? Because guess what's playing in my brain? It's bad enough that Tailspin was playing in my brain, but I don't mind that so much for some reason. But I think it's just the phoniness. It's kind of the weird phoniness of Chip, 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 and Dale Rescue Rangers. Just it's almost like Gummy Bears, but even then, Gummy Bears, like it kind of the sheer insanely enthusiasm that the singer of Gummy Bears has kind of saves it as a good thing. It's like this man died. This man orgasmed and then died as he was singing the song. I mean, that he's too much, you know. I I can't believe Panda Fox. Why do you make me do this? You make me. It's like you want more bad things to happen to your persona in the Furverse, and it's not his fault. It's kind of his fault, but it's not really his fault. Sword in the Stone is on Disney Plus. Yeah, they've got almost everything. Um, the Sword in the Stone is a solid 8 for me. I'm sorry, sorry, 8. What you mean out of 10, right? Or you mean out of 8? But you can't mean out of 10. So you must have like a 4 base system, you know. The ending just doesn't connect. No, that's the only bad thing about the movie is its pacing. It's almost like they did need it, they needed a follow up movie at the very least, or they needed a B plot. You know, it's just that you have the beginning of the movie, you have the ending of the movie, and then you've got like the pacing for the middle part of the movie is fantastic. It's just that the beginning and the end are kind of a bit all over the place. So it's like, yeah. And that poor wolf. We never do find out what happened to that poor wolf. So yeah, problematic. What's problematic? I need to watch it again. I love that film. The Sword and the Stone. Yeah, it is. It's amazing. I'll be okay with watching it again. I'm okay with watching it again right now. Um, it's like it's the the art style, the kind of like the slightly low budgetness of it, and then also the really ridiculous high budget of the backgrounds and shit. Because like they did a bunch of techniques to save money, and yet these techniques cost them a lot of money to do. So it's like it's good, but it's also annoying at the same time because they do reuse animation. But this was like the beginning of the Xerox era, so I mean it's okay for that to happen, I guess. You know, so yeah. The Xerox era is where they reused a bunch of animation to save on money because it used to take fucking years to make movies. It's just like, yeah, it's crazy. The Goofy movie? I haven't watched that for a while, basically because it's one of those movies where um, I know all the jokes, I know all the story, I know the story. It's just that it's like it doesn't impact me so much unless I watch it like every other year or so. It's basically like, and I've seen it fairly kind of recently, sort of. I saw it last year, which, to be fair, wasn't that long ago. So yeah, you amplified hearing. You mean you've suddenly developed hypersensitivity to sound? You seem to have developed what I have. Everything's super loud all the time, forever. Well, for me anyway, if it's forever. The wind is actually too fucking loud, but and that's probably what's making me tired. I mentioned the word tired. Fuck. Stop it. But yeah, see, there are many options. There are many options. Um, yeah, I kind of wanted to watch they've got like they've updated their vintage Disney section because I watched all of that stuff, but that was like a year or two ago. So I might need to rewatch all that stuff. I remember there wasn't much live action stuff. I haven't watched. I did watch Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, which I forgot was a Disney movie. Is that a Disney movie? I feel like it was, but that was crazy. That's a crazy one. But yeah, a lot of their live action stuff, they've got a bunch of that now on there, and it's like, ooh, I must watch this. It sounds good. I've always had it, but it seemed to have amplified. So okay, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna go there. So yeah, I do want to watch Hercules again. Well, that's one of the modernish ones that I've scrolled past. But yeah, My childhood dad is on Disney Plus now. What are you talking about? I mean, my dad's were in Sword of the Stone, so I'm okay. Bear. You're gonna have to be more specific. I want to watch Hercules as well. I find it funny that do they even say it? The Muses, they're daughters of Zeus, right? In mythology, I think they even say it. But there's this whole big thing about like how when they're talking about him, when they're singing about him, they're kind of turned on, and it's very weird to me. But then again, ancient Greeks, what are you gonna do? The big blue house bear. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I can't stand the stuff what that is purely made for children. I like watching stuff that is like that has at least if it's purely made for children, it has to have incredible artistry for me. But the big blue house bear, it's kind of like it's a puppet. Yeah, I find it really hard to disconnect the whole. I find it very hard to disconnect. Yeah, every now and again, my brain will be like, I wonder how they did that with the puppet. You know, kind of thing. Like there's a sci-fi series called Farscape, and they have a huge puppet, and you don't really notice how big this thing is, but basically there's a it, they have like this massive they have this creature that you kind of never see. You never see, none of the characters interact with him directly physically. So you have this alien creature that basically is in the bowels of the ship, and he's basically part of the ship even. And you're like, you kind of expect him to be kind of like person sized, or even small because it's made by the Jim Henson company. Um, and basically like you never really get a good idea of scale because he never interacts with anybody apart from being on like the screen or in on the intercom or whatever. And then when basically somebody does like in the second season or something, somebody actually does interact with this thing. It's massive. It is huge. It is the size of an actual tank. This giant puppet. And I was like, well, before I was like, it's just a puppet and stuff like that. But no, this small building sized puppet is massive, and I could never understand how they basically actually physically worked it. It's like inside this thing must be at least four people doing individual stuff, and it's like, what the fuck, you know? But you basically yeah. You did basically. So whenever I'm watching stuff that's basically a puppet or a guy in a suit, it's kind of like I kind of can figure out how they did that, and it's some of it's kind of interesting and some of it's kind of cool. Like is it Big Bird or is there's another large creature where essentially like somebody's basically doing this for while they're filming, and they're operating the mouth. They're operating the mouth or something apparatus inside there, and they've got an arm free, but they always have another arm, but it will just be there, you know. So they gesticulate with one hand while pretending to be like, yeah. So yeah, it's kind of like that. That's kind of cool to me. But the thing is that I need to disconnect from, like trying to pretend that this is an actual animal to do that. So yeah, was it one of the Muppets that did this as well? I think it was. I've seen that one, and I can skip it. So you've seen Hercules. Okay, that's fine. I've seen them all, but I don't want to skip some things. I've seen Sword and Stone, but I didn't want to skip it. I mean, Zeus did fuck everything. He did. He did. Not that kind of dad. I don't know what you mean. I have a giant from Rag and Bone mad stuck in my head. Okay. Its brain is stuck on basic mode. I need to draw or pay you to draw me a thing into me transforming into. Okay. I don't know how I feel about that. I think it's just because, like, you know, transforming into actual other people is like, it's a bit of a weird one, you know, like transforming you into a tubby strong knight, easy done, but transforming you into an actual person that I, you know, somebody who I consider to be an actual person, an actual character, like turning into another character. I don't think I've ever done that before. I don't think I don't know why, but this feels uncomfortable. You know, like I was okay with turning you into a Santa because basically a Santa, you know, it's like it's kind of almost the natural evolution for bears. You know, if they live long enough, they eventually turn into Santas. You know, so anybody that with a bear disposition, even in the Furverse, basically turns into Santa. In the Furverse, by the way, Santa is a polar bear. Duh. So yeah, there is a Santa in the Furverse, and he's a polar bear. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I could turn you into a actor. Like I said, I could turn you into somebody who very resembles like Hector, you know, but Hector himself would still exist. That might be the elephant. Maybe. There's no hole that can defeat the mighty. There's no hole. All right. I don't think he even needs a hole. He will find a way to fuck anything. He'll turn it into something that has a hole, or he'll turn into something that will make a hole. You know, it's like not really. It's not really a thing. Zeus is just permanently horny. So yeah, I did find that funny in the Marvel movie. You know, in like, you know, Love and Thunder, that he was kind of like that. You know, Zeus was kind of like that in Love and Thunder. He was kind of like, you know, just wants to get to the orgy. Just wants to get to the orgy part already. It's like, yeah, Does sound like Zeus. Although I did think he was, I was a bit disappointed in that, in the City of the Gods, that everybody's kind of like that. All the gods are selfish and shit. You know, I mean, I know, I do get that basically, like, um, and they were playing it off for comedy. That was kind of annoying, um, because like some gods must have been worthy of respect because they are gods. People worship them. It was a whole thing. I'm gonna try to make this my thing into an old man year. What? Turning into an old man year? Okay. Speaking of gods, they really made Thor a tank in God of War. Okay. I did like him in God of War. I didn't like what I didn't like. What I didn't the one of the things that I didn't like is how he's kind of like super easily manipulated. You know, it's just it made him feel like not stupid, just kind of like it's like is he this easily manipulated really? You know, no, they did kind of make him feel a bit stupid. Yeah, that was a bit dumb. I didn't like that. Thor in mythology has his smart moments. The only time he's been depicted as dumb is if he's drunk, which does happen quite often in Norse mythology. But when he's not, he's basically like he's like what he's super smarty. He's one of the smartest. It's kind of annoying. I mean, his dad is the Allfather. He's like super smart. He knows everything. So what are you gonna do? You know. I remember the flick from Thor. Yeah, that's what I mean. It was there was too much comedy. It was just that was just they didn't get the balance right. Whereas in Thor Ragnarok, they got the balance of comedy perfect. That is one of the perfect. That's one of the best, if not the greatest, of the Marvel movies. So yeah. What I really like in that movie is one of the things I really like in that movie is they establish that time happens differently in both places, and they maintain that. It would have been so easy for them to accidentally on purpose kind of forget about like the fact that time moves differently. Um, so when they're in like when they're on Magrathea, when they're on that planet, I can't remember the name of the actual the dimensional pocket planet, whatever. Um, when they're on the junk planet, they basically time is moving faster there than it is in reality, or at least whatever dimension that Ragnarok, the god damn it names, not Ragnarok, um, the Asgard is in, and basically Asgard is like everything's happening there in the pace of like only a few hours, whereas everything kind of happens on Junk Planet. Oh, I nearly had it. My brain nearly worked it out. On Junk Planet, um, like it's been days and days and days. Possibly even like a week or so. It feels like it's been a lot longer of a time period, and it's like it's really good that they kind of like maintain that. I thought it was funny. Thought that was not funny, not good, it's just good. So yeah. Whereas in Love and Thunder, they basically have, it's very very well, the movie's flawed in so many ways, and it's kind of it's kind of painful in those ways, because it's like you did it so good, and then you did it so not bad, but weirdly you did it. Yeah, you did it odd. Why? I'm already that tired. I am really that tired. Jesus. He's drunk 70% of the game. In well, yeah. Again, they kind of they fucked up his personality in the game. I did like his appearance, his demeanor, even the way, even his mannerisms and the way he acts and stuff. Spot on. But just the intelligence, just what, and the fact that he's so easily manipulated. You know, I did like the fact that he could fly. It's like just like I love that in the game. There's the whole thing of like, um, it's like, well, how are we going to get up there? And then basically like, Loki, whatever, basically it's like just has this giant hand on his shoulder suddenly, and then they're just flying up in the air, and then they're there. It's like, yeah, yeah, Thor can fly. How did you forget that? It's kind of, yeah. Anyway, I felt bad for the guy. Fuck Odin though. Oof. What? Yeah, that's what's. Yeah, but I mean, the whole point of the God of War games is that they're trying purposefully to make the gods look bad. You know, so I kind of forgive them a bit for that, because it's like that's the point of the game. So it's like, okay, yeah. Like Odin has been an arsehole. He does have arsehole moments in Norse mythology. He has arsehole moments, but they seem to be only moments. You get kind of like a feel for his general personality, and it is just of a loving father. You do get that. It's just that he doesn't hate any of his children. He doesn't. He does generally feel bad for when bad things happen. It's not just a, yeah. Um, it's like, they basically have taken one. They've taken one story from Norse mythology and kind of made his character all about that one story, and it pisses me off a little bit, because yeah, there is this story about how he basically is kind of like, super thirsty for knowledge. It's like, essentially, I can't remember exactly what happens in it, but he basically gets all the knowledge that you could ever obtain, ever. He even kills himself, because that's one of the things that you need to know, that you would need to know if you basically are supposed to be somebody who knows everything, is what it's like to die. Um, he also knows how to get out of the underworld, which is how he comes back. And then basically it's like, so there's this whole big thing of like, yeah, when the end of this story is, when you think that he reaches the end of this story, he does have a moment where basically he's still kind of like pissed, because he's like, I know everything, and also I know a fact. You can't know everything. Fuck. And he has kind of like a breakdown about this, and he does fuck up a bit of the world, a bit of a couple of worlds when this happens, and it's like I said, he does get kind of like super pissed and basically does go on a little rampage of trying to find out more information that he doesn't know. You know, he does have the general lust and greed for knowledge, but it passes. He gets over it. He's, it ends. That's it. Yeah, but they made his whole story in God of War just kind of his whole backstory, his whole personality is basically like, oh, he just he's always, he doesn't care about anything but learning new shit, and it's like he has, he's a multi-dimensional character. One of the things that one of the main reasons why I love the Norse mythology over all of the other mythologies is because, like I keep saying, um, the gods of the Norse mythology aren't gods. They are just people who basically endowed other people with the knowledge and the power that they obtained to be better people. And that's what makes them the Aesir. The Aesir doesn't mean gods. So they're just people. They just happen to be way better than you. And it's like, why are they way better than you? It's not because they were given immortality. It's not because they were given like invulnerability or anything like this. The reason why they're better than you is because they usually worked for it. You know, they actually did work for their shit. Like I said, Odin knows everything because he had to experience everything. He he went through a bunch of shit to know everything. He wasn't just like gifted with the ability to know everything. He went through a bunch of shit to know everything. So yeah, it was the whole thing, and they kind of like they do kind of like fuck that up a little bit in there's elements of that in God of War, but there's kind of like a lot of it does kind of heavily imply that most of them just think that they're better than everybody. That because they're entitled or whatever. And it's like in Norse mythology, the Aesir do have this opinion that they're better than everybody because they're better than everybody. So yeah, it's like, yeah, it's just annoying. It's annoying. But then again, God of War, kind of I'm okay with it. It's just a game. At the end of it all, it's just a game. Sorry, I missed one thing in my little rant. I love the Ragnarok God of War is awesome. I think Love and Thunder will be wonky Marvel movie I will never finish. Why? Where did you get up to? I stopped when Asgard was attacked. Oh, you mean New Asgard? You mean New Asgard? Okay. The only Marvel movie I won't finish. I get it. Had the hardest time with Odin in that game. Okay. It is called God of War after all. I had that he killed. Okay, spoilers. Um, I I did like the deceit. I did like the deceit. I thought that was clever. That is something from Norse mythology. Odin does kind of, he doesn't like straight up transform into people. It's almost like he knows how to dress to basically trick people into making them think that he is like other he's other people, like that annoying funny story that I love so much that I keep referencing about him basically following around Thor and basically he disguises himself as other people, but more in like the Sherlock Holmes way and less in the mystical way. You know, he disguises himself as other people to basically just be taunting Thor all day long. And it's just so funny. So yeah, I did. There is that thing. So yeah. I work for everything. That's nice. Yeah, that's good. Got it. Eh, I think everyone here has watched it. Yeah, everyone here has watched the game. Literally just what I said. Yeah. I kind of. I mean, I watched Jacksepticeye's playthrough. I thought it was fun. Um, Mostly because I watched him play the the first game. I watched that playthrough. So yeah. Right. I should say that I should get on with something, but I feel like I'm a bit actually really tired. I was gonna say art time, but I'm actually kind of like I'm trying to think of I'm trying to procrastinate. Ugh. You still need to watch it. Yeah. I'm kind of like I think I'm procrastinating because I don't really want to finish the Wars Club stuff. I've enjoyed this so much that it's kind of annoying me that it's like I don't really have anything else to draw for it. I'm kind of done. That's a pencil. My brain was like, that's a pencil. It's a pencil. You picked up a pencil. That's a pencil. It's a pencil. And I was like, right, that's a pencil. Get it. Alrighty then. So what we're going to have in the president, king, leader. Why is my pen not working? There we go. What we're going to have in his bedroom, his bed chambers. I was thinking about like having a round bed, just for funsies. Like what kind of furniture? I mean, he will need furniture. Oh, I need to look up that drawing so that basically I have beep. It's in art stuff, hopefully. Scrolling up. Did I miss it? Where is it? There it is. I just need to find window placement so I don't, put a wardrobe or something in front of a window. Because that would be embarrassing. So it's got 4 windows. And if we're assuming it's a square, it's 4 windows, 4 windows like almost floor to ceiling. Got it. Gotcha. Might go to bed soon because I need my rest. I know. I thought you already figured that in the kingdom. I haven't drawn it yet. Like I said, I've been procrastinating. Like today, I've been doing a bunch of collages. So, yeah. And that was tricky. That took all day to do all of those collages. But I managed to, again, for the people that haven't seen it on Telegram, basically, the floor plans that I did, all of these things. Well, I basically have them scanned into the computer, and I put them in the places. I put them on a big digital sheet of paper, and I stuck them in the places where they were supposed to be for each floor. And yeah, that took a while to do because they have to be sized a certain way to stick them in. The swimming pool is a lot bigger, by the way, than depicted in that picture. It's only because basically I've drawn the connecting walls for everything. So I've tried to make it kind of a semi-exploded view, but even with it all slightly spaced out, the swimming pool was the picture for the swimming pool that I've got basically still wouldn't fit in the middle, so I had to shrink it down a little bit. So that's why everything doesn't line up perfectly for the swimming pool. But I mean, again, that's just like I said, it's just a technicality of how I had to do it. But yeah, everything else kind of like lines up almost perfectly, and like very very proud of that. And everything is to scale, and it was very easy to do. For the most part, it was just generally technicalities that were the that took all day. Fuck off. Oh, sorry, not you guys, just yawning. Maybe the king could have a bust of his mum. They, I mean, there are busts and shit everywhere. There are busts and statues and everything everywhere. It's the building is full of art. Have you not seen the isometrics? It was like the main bane of that is drawing everything so teeny tinily, but still actually trying to depict that it is something of note. So you do have like you have lots of vases everywhere, and you have sometimes statues, and there's fountains, and there's basically in the throne room in particular, there is like a bunch of statues and busts of like past kings and stuff. So yeah, they're around. Have you not seen it? Besides, the bedroom kind of like changes with every king, but for this particular one, it's like what I would like, I guess, if I had like just a bedroom. Well, no. I mean, like if I was the size of like a car and I had my own bedroom, that's what I would like. At least that's what I'm going to put in here. I've still got to actually put where the windows are going. And Panafox, your persona is in trouble in the Furverse because you have got Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers in my brain. And you must be punished. So what's going to happen to one of his personas in the Furverse? I'll let you guys decide his punishment. What do you think? Hospitalization? What do they call it? It's like the veterinarian. What's a huge? I guess it's an animal hospital, isn't it? Never mind. I was like, what's a really big vets? When you take the animals to the vets. Your personas are always in trouble. Yeah, I know, but like that's why we're pinpointing exactly what's going to happen, as opposed to, you just getting kicked in the crotch and then falling into the street where you get hit by a bus. Like something bad, something really bad. Like, but not fatal. Something really, really bad. But not lethal. No, it can't be something that he might potentially enjoy. I'm not in the Furverse, so I'm away from danger. Roscoe, aren't you in the Furverse? Isn't Roscoe like the name of your persona? Doesn't he exist in the Furverse? If he doesn't, then where is he? Yes, woo, wind, we get it. You are very scary. Do I have a persona in the Furverse? I don't know. Do you? Like, I decide this. Would like one, but it's only if not. Yeah, but he's not in it. Roscoe is your D&D character, dude. If you made a persona, they exist in the Furverse. You use him outside of D&D for other things. Therefore, he's in the Furverse. So yes, you are in danger as well. Fortunately, you don't go around tormenting people with random um, earwig songs. So you are relatively safe. I do like that. It's like somewhere in the Furverse, basically, like Roscoe realized it's like, shit, I exist. I'm vulnerable. I guess Nomad is in there, but I'm not gonna count him till he gets drawn again. Roscoe's totally in the Furverse. I don't know why. I don't know why you're fighting this. What is the big deal? Are you hearing this, Banner Fox? I know you're half dying or whatever, but you know. He's totally in the Furverse. Let the man not be a furry yet. He will cross over one day. Again, if you use a character outside of D&D that is an anthropomorphic, basically an animal, um, you're in the Furverse. Again, I don't see what the why the fight, why the pushback. Is it really that big? Oh yeah, it is. Okay. Um, have my own persona. He's the king of werewolves. I kind of got like this thing where it's like, I don't really know if the characters that can exist both here and in the real world, essentially they have their own universe as well. It's not properly the Furverse, but it's not our universe because sadly, werewolves don't exist in the sense that werewolves. I don't have a solid grasp on him yet. Well, it doesn't need to be like you literally, it literally could be you in the Furverse as Roscoe. I don't get why there's like this whole thing. It's like that's literally how 5 started. Was literally 5 is just me in the Furverse. It's, you don't have to develop the character super. You don't even have to define him. You just like you've got a picture of him. It could be just you in the Furverse. I mean, you've seen my crew, right? You know my crew. You've seen them. They're all essentially me or different aspects of me. So yeah. I don't have a persona based on me yet. Oh my god. You're not getting what I'm saying, but it's okay. Speaking of which, it's about time for another date with Pops. Really? Oh shit, I haven't done this yet. Stupid Windows. Get the Windows just sorted. Can't we just have Windows? Why isn't there a button on notepads that basically says Windows input? Oh yeah, because then Microsoft will take over. Microsoft take over paper. No. Oscar is basically my 4. He's my superhero that I made up for myself. Okay. So just hear me out. Roscoe can be in the Furverse as your superhero that you made up for yourself. He can exist there. What's the big deal? If I made a persona for my actual self, I would be a beaver. It's kind of like Ursa Boulder. Okay, here we go. So Roscoe is my Ursa Boulder. Ursa Boulder is a persona that I created who is kind of me, but not really, because he's basically magic. And I don't really like magic that much. But he's kind of like a scientific explanation for magic in the Furverse. He kind of like can explain it all, but we won't really understand it because we don't understand that level of scientific advancement yet. So he basically just calls it magic. So he's not me, but he's kind of me. He's mystical. He's not me. He's like, yeah, like he's basically a part of me because I made him. So Ursa Boulder is just like Roscoe. He exists in the Furverse though. So he exists in the Furverse. The Furverse, as I see it, is basically it is a place where everybody's personas is alive. It's where it just exists. There's space enough in my brain that I can basically make up an entire universe where everybody's personas exists. and where the Fatter Hound exists. So, as well as other buildings, you know, Itchy's got his own fucking house. That's where Pop lives. You know, there's a whole forest and a cave somewhere that basically Ursa Boulder lives. It's like these are all canon places. There's a road somewhere as well where motorbikes are on it constantly. It's just these places exist in the Furverse. So for me, and also panda foxes like Personas, they exist in the Furverse. You know, everybody's basically it's where everybody's Personas exist in my head at least. In my own personal headcanon, they exist in the Furverse. So I'm sorry, buddy. Roscoe's there. If Persona's just a regular wolf, he probably exists in the Furverse too. Have I drawn him? I'm pretty sure I've drawn Roscoe. He exists in the Furverse. Checkmate. How do you lore type people talk about it? It's like it's been established. So yeah. Okay. We already have one problem, and that is that the lift takes up a whole space. And it blocks one of the windows. So shit. Yes, I know his name. So yes. The elevator. The elevator takes up one of the windows. Also, I don't know where it faces. I was like, where do I look this up? Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not good at all. Oh shit. It faces the wrong direction. So this would be like the world's first double-sided elevator. The lift is huge. It's like a freight lift. You know, it's not small. Um, you could definitely fit a small car in it, which is good because these people are the sizes of small cars, so that would make sense. Um, like there's there's two shafts on the lobby, and then there's one shaft here, and everybody can use this lift, but you know, only the king can, or the leader. I'm starting to hate calling it the king, um, but that's what they are, because that's kind of how you describe walrus colonies, you know. Yeah, like only the king and whoever invites up to the chambers basically can get up to the chambers. And I haven't figured that out yet. I think there's like lift attendants and stuff, since these are the first, you know, lifts, elevators. So there would be like elevator attendants. There's at least somebody driving it, so yeah. Hmm. Oh, arse. It's going to take out 2 windows. Because it's in the corner of the room, so yeah. Still got to figure out Wasco's job and all. There really isn't any pressure. If just because something exists in the Furverse doesn't mean that you are indebted to figure it all out absolutely right now. You need to figure out when he becomes established in somebody else's storyline. It does look like it takes up like a hell of a lot of space, but then again, this is a giant room, so yeah. Where should we put the bed? If we put it in the middle of the room, then he could look up at the stars as he falls asleep. Because there's a giant skylight up there, so yeah. Oh my god, I've got elevator music now playing in my head. Do 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 do. I used to know what that was called, but I can't remember now. It's great. He can only exist past 1990, so he was born like in 1990, the Furverse. Maybe there could be a password or something for the king. Oh, okay. So the king's guest could tell the lift attendant the password to get the king's living quarters, or it's not like clandestine at all. Literally, the lift attendant who's driving the lift can get told by the king, don't let anybody up, or only let like Mr. Winters up or whatever. Wait a minute. That's the guy from Resident Evil. Scratch that. Mr. Wallace. Only let Mr. Wallace up or something. Like he could just tell him that. I mean, you don't need a password. You just. It doesn't have to be that complicated. It's literally just, you know, the lift attendant will do whatever the king tells him to do. It's not a big deal. Yeah, he's gonna be born in 2000. Okay. The middle is a great place for the bed. So in the middle of the room is a. I'm going to put a circular bed, just for funsies. Just for funsy onesies. Ooh, what direction is it facing? I mean, it's a circular bed, so it doesn't really matter. But it, it can have a head. I mean, it can rotate. We don't know. Hmm. It's gonna be my Walrus Club man. You mean the human version of him, or are you? Well, you're doing a furry thing. So okay. I also want a big bath, a bigly bath. Hmm. I'm trying not to waste any of the wall space, because I want to put cupboards in the parts that have like no windows and stuff. But it's really hard because it's like that's where you put a bath. Oh my god, it's like really hard. It's like really hard to guess. Ew, that's crazy. I was like, should it be on a raised platformy kind of thing? No. Okay, got the bath. Got like I just wanted the bath there because it would just be nice to be in like this room with all the stars at night, have a nice bath. Um, nice. We're showing everybody our personas. Neato. It's still playing in my head. Do 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 do. Uh, do, do, do. Although it did sort of turn into the oh, what's it called? The Wii menu music just now. Would Five like Cloud? I think he does. I think he does. I don't think he has a problem with him. Why? Randy's Randy. Nerds for me. Okay. I don't really know to put in the room. Got a bath, a bed, and two cupboards, and a vanity unit, which is basically a desk. But I mean, you could argue that the current king is also married, so like his wife or whatever would be there. Like I imagine there'd be like if he wanted the butler to sleep there also, he could basically have like another bed set up or something. Doesn't have an ensuite. Has a bath. Doesn't have an ensuite. We have to be stupid sometimes. Oh my god. Oh my god. Just realized it could have its own ensuite. If I basically use this, I was going to use this for like a cabinet or something. The wall next to the bath, but I basically I don't have to because that's where the poop is going. Easy. Um, he does sleep with the king or like with the king. Well, at least in the next room over, there's there is no other room. What? There isn't another room. Like the floor below this one is the upstairs. It's where all the butlers and stuff live and all of the all of the staff lived. It's the staff floor. It does make you wonder every time they have to redesign this room. It's like and rebuild this room for a new king or whatever. It's like, ugh, it must be such a hassle. Oh, sorry. I'm just I want to finish this, and basically I'm just so engrossed in figuring out how everything works. Oh shit! I did want one of these to be a fireplace. Can make a mini fireplace. The outer rim from the Star Wars is basically the pub. Okay. Yep. Basic random stuff happening in your head right now, right? Your mini fireplace. Mini. Um. Yeah. Bookcases. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. Let me have a look. Let's see if I can quickly show you. It does take a bit of planning to do all of this, but yeah, it's not focusing because of course it won't. Keth. There we go. But yeah, we've got a bath, we've got a couple of chairs, got a vanity unit, a couple of big sturdy what is it called? Wardrobes, that's it. A pooper and sink. Even got a shower as well. So that's cool. Tiny fireplace, big chair, big bed, and then 2 other big chairs, and a table. So yeah, just got to label all of this shit, and then I'm going to yeah. My eyes are having real trouble focusing on shit. Like I should be wearing glasses for doing stuff this close up. So when I'm reading, it kind of like my eyes are trying to focus properly. So yeah, but that's it. Looking very great, thank you. I don't know what these little they're basically little cupboards like in the corners, and I can't remember what they're called, but they have their own name and everything. Like corner cupboards. It's called corner cupboard. Corner cupboard. Um. Oh, what's it called? Like towels and stuff. So what are we calling these? Like the king's private chambers? What did we call did we call it like a private lounge or something for his like his thingy? His thing, private chambers, shit. Um So yeah. Private suite. I don't know what to call it. You mean marble? What? King's Hall. That's a hall is something different. You know, hall is like you know what a hall is. It's like his private chambers, apartments, the dormitory, domicile. Oh my god, I just came up with the nickname. You know what everybody else calls this place? What all of the Walruses call this place in the Wars Club? They could just call it the Rock. You know, because basically, like the king usually sits on a big rock. The king walrus usually just they just lay on a big rock, and he's got one kind of already by the pool, but essentially it's like yeah, the way he goes to sleep. It's just called the rock. You know, marble tile is what I meant to say. Okay. Um. So king's quarters. I like the quarters. I like the quarters unless I see something better. Yes, I remember calling it private lounge. Yeah, it is a private lounge, but it's like it's I called it like chambers for some reason. Did you give me a assignment earlier asking if I missed it? No, you said you didn't want one. The king's dorm. It doesn't beat quarters. Rack or rock? I said rock. The rock. We're going with quarters. Are we good with quarters? The king's quarters. I did basically like I did say the king's quarters in my head, but I didn't say it out loud. It does sound better out loud, but I thought it sounded a bit. I thought it sounded a bit, naval, a bit military, But now I hear it out loud. I was like, "Yep, sounds good." We're going with the king's quarters. It's donesies. It's ready to be scanned, which I'm not doing right now. What am I doing right now? I don't know. I could easily do it now. But yeah, that's it. That's it for the Wars Club. Unless somebody asks me to draw something specifically for the Wars Club, I am down. Oh, of course it doesn't want me to do that because it's in shadow. Because it's an asshole. It's being an asshole. Why is everything slightly slanted? Oh, the paper. Why can't the paper just be flat, huh? What gives? Okay. Sure. Hooray! Where did this picture come from? A random picture on my phone. Oh, maybe my mum sent it to me. My mum's on holiday. She's having a city break. She's in London. She's at this location. No, I'm not going to do that. Wow, the scanning app really worked, but it basically is like whited out a bunch of stuff. There we go. So I only need to do the Duke's backstories left. That wow, you can do what you want, but the physical building is completed. So essentially, like wherever you want to set it, the building's done. You guys can do what you want. God, everything's so bright, but I don't like wearing the hat. My head feels warm. I have a hot head. So we both need to finish our things. Again, you guys can do what you want. The bold look, well, it's only an illusion because the you see the light, it kind of like whites out details. So when I don't have a hat on, it's whiting it out a lot. But my hair is already growing back. I remember I've got very fast growing head hair. So essentially it's already kind of back. It's doing that kind of like I can scrape things on my head now kind of thing. Yeah, again, I don't mind what you guys are doing. I'm just saying that my part is basically with the building, the actual building, and the the general rules of the universe in which this takes place in, the Walrus Club, the history of the Walrus Club, and all that stuff is done completely. If you guys want me to draw anything or do anything relating to it, I am okay with that. But yeah, I basically my party is done. Oh yeah, I've got to quickly upload this. Beep, beep. So I would do like a floor plan for like this, this for this floor, but the floor literally consists of that one building. So yeah. I have quite a bit of Edward Murden's backstory done. Okay. If you have any ideas for the staff rooms, let me know. What are you talking about? Just ask me about any of the staff rooms and I'll tell you about them. But like I don't know what you want to know about them. They're labeled. It's going to be a permanent. It's going to be prominent for a staff character. You want me to? You want me to do individual designs, individual layouts and stuff for the staff rooms? It's just that it's going to be boring. It's going to be fairly boring on account of they are fairly typical staff rooms. You know, they're fairly typical dormitories. They 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 all have a bed, at least one bed. The individual dorms have at least one bed, and a small desk and a chair, um, and either a cupboard or a chest. It's just that I'm not doing that. I'm not doing all those details for every single one of those rooms because it's just not worth it. You know, it's kind of like yeah. I mean, like if it was like for the lecture hall is literally just what it sounds like. There's no way for me to make that interesting. It's a lecture hall design, like it's a lecture hall layout, like a classroom. Um, and the offices are literally just there's an office room and there's a switchboard, but I don't really know how to do that. Then there's like they have their own little cafeteria. They have again that's just tape. See what I mean? It's just like I've kind of done this. It seems like all of that stuff is just it's fairly typical of the time period and everything. It's not really that interesting. Whereas the rest of the big members buildings, the rest of the building, the members rooms and stuff like that, fairly atypical of the time. The designs separated for larger people, and everything being slightly more open plan and everything for the larger gentlemen and stuff. All of that stuff is kind of like it's interesting. Everything else is kind of boring. It's like everything else is just going to have to be left up to your imagination. However, it won't have to do much work because it's boring. It's like whatever their individual dorm rooms when they get assigned them, they can do what they want to decorate them and everything. So it's going to be that's all on your end. You know. Part of the club. What? Reese will be a staff member, so staff. William is going to be head manager, so the manager. So the main club, and then John, who is going to be a member. Okay, we have the layout, and you have what each individual room kind of does, and you can ask me about it. But like I said, there's not really much to do there. It's kind of the argument for the workshop in the tailors. I kind of don't know, and I'm not interested in looking it up specifically. how you would fit an entire tailor workshop in that small space. And in the risk of sounding lazy, I don't want to look it up. I don't want to look up all of that machinery, all of that stuff. That's kind of boring, you know. And yeah, it's just that I don't know how all of that stuff works. It's kind of the argument for all of these rooms. Like I'm gladly do a floor layout that will definitely work for that kind of thing because I know how to do that. But I don't know how a switchboard works. I don't know the intricacies of the inter-office politics, like how to set up good inter-office politics architecturally for an Edwardian head of house office. Um, yeah, a cafeteria is just a cafeteria. I've even got like a very fairly large kitchen for the cafeteria. Is there as well, and you know it's like I I know you're not coming out as being like this, but it's slightly. It's like, what about the staff rooms? It's like it's kind of like I've just done this. I've done my end. I feel really good about it. I've accomplished all of this stuff, and then you're like, what about the staff rooms? You know, it's a little bit dickish. You know, I think I have three characters that can show everything about the club. You again, I've basically shown you everything about the club. You can draw the staff rooms then? Yeah. Yeah. Right. There's not much I can do. I did say that you can ask me to draw whatever you want for the Wars Club stuff. I'm okay with that. But I mean, like I don't know what you want me to do because, like I just said, I described everything that's going to be in each of those dorm rooms. I know, right, Panda Fox? It's like you're going to draw it, so that's fine. But yeah. I didn't want it to be over. It's true, I didn't want it to be over. Like I've enjoyed doing this and everything, but I don't think I can improve on it anymore. You know? You know, in the risk of sounding like kind of like I'm belittling writers here. Um, I mean, you've seen everything that I've done for the Walrus Club. You've seen it. Whereas I've heard practically nothing. I've basically heard like basically about a paragraph worth of like descriptive stuff of what you've done. So rest in my case. Well, I'm gonna go. That was a slightly downer note than I was expecting it to be. But yeah, I basically have nothing to do now. Clean slate and all that. I might check on. I've still got to write that the Vor story out for Itchy, which I might end up doing anyway. But I guess I'll do that tomorrow. And for the pipe video, I might have to relocate like to a different location because there is no window in which I can do this now for another week. So we might have to rethink the location for this one. Well, hopefully I'll be uploading stuff tomorrow, so that'd be cool. We need to plan a movie. Hey, like I said, I'm okay watching whatever. I gave my suggestions. So yeah. Okie dokie. Yeah, should be uploading tomorrow, depending on if I wake up and basically and then turn the computers on, and then within like an hour that it takes me to check my messages and everything, if the internet stays stable, then I'll be like it'll be okay, you know. Then it'll be all good. I can write something in 2 hours. Again, I'm trying not to be mean, especially to writers. But the thing is, you should have something already written. Surely, you don't have to prepare something for me, you know. But you should have something to show for what you have written already, you know. In which case, I don't know where to see it and how to see it, so it doesn't matter. I'm totally okay with waiting for the finished product when it comes to a written thing. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, we do need to plan a movie. But like I said, I'm okay with that. And yeah, when if Roscoe pokes me sometime in the day, says he wants to watch something, I will try to put it onto the cinema. Do we have a cinema room? I swear we had a cinema room at some point. Yeah, we do. The Tubbs Network Cinema. I'll put it in the cinema instead of just being in a direct message. My stutter is fucking up. But yeah, I'll put it in there instead, so that if we're watching something, then everybody can watch, as opposed to just just us two. So yeah. No giant Ferris wheel? Okay. I don't know where that is in the... Dude. Ed, you apparently live in London, right? So, pick a good location. It's not hard. Editing, whatever. Want to do it tomorrow at the same time before? I'm okay. Again, whenever you want to We do. So yeah, Panafox. The problem with that is that it probably will be in the middle of the day, or like early for you. In fact, earlier in the day for you. We need to do it at night. Again, whenever you wanna. On Discord, yeah. There's in the Talkie Talk section. There is a channel that's called Network Cinema, and like me and Jeffrey used to. That's sad. I'm sorry, just that until basically I get confirmation. Jeffrey's passed away in my brain. I have no way of contacting him or him contacting me. So that's sad. But I used to watch with Jeffrey. I used to watch Stargate with Jeffrey. That was fun. But yeah, that's why that exists, so that we could watch stuff together. So I might like turn that on. I'll let you guys all figure that out. I'm gonna go. Okay. Right. Yeah. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow. I don't know what I'll be doing, but I'll figure it out. And yeah, I will plan an assignment as well. I'm thinking belly rubs and belly salute. I'm thinking basically of doing the same thing that I did with the faces, but with a whole person. So basically, like, I mean, here's the assignment. I might as well just give it to you now. Here's the assignment: draw 5 full body sketches of people. And this will be painful for me because I'm also going to draw this as well. So yeah. And basically, the same like with the sketches. I kind of want I want you to do at least one hyper realistic, and I don't care who it is. It's a full body sketch. It could be clothed, it could be unclothed, it could be any kind of clothing you want. Just 5 full body sketches of people, human figures. Although it could be, it could even be cartoony. It could even be animals. I honestly don't mind. Just full body sketches, 5 of them. Yeah. We're not talking like super detailed. They don't have to be super detailed, and you've got no time constraints. Just like when you do one, and you basically are happy with it, then you move on to the next one and keep drawing that until you're happy with that. And yeah. But at least one of them keep your working. So basically, if you do a wireframe for that one, he probably isn't listening to any of this. It's really annoying. But if you are listening, then keep the wireframe in. Keep the if you do it by shape, then keep the shapes in. My internet's dead.